Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final day of WTT Contender Skopje 2025. This is the women's doubles final. Introducing first, from Korea, Kim Na-young and Ryu Hana. Their opponents, from Japan,
Hello everybody and welcome back to Skopje in North Macedonia for the final session at this year's WTT Contender event. We have 4 finals coming up to bring you. We start with the women's doubles final. It's a great pleasure to have you watching along with us today, and we hope to enjoy the customary exciting finals day. We start with 2 great contenders on the women's doubles circuit to be competing in a final. They've both won titles already this season. Satsuki Odo and Sakura Yokoi of Japan. They're down this near side of the table. And their opponents from the Republic of Korea, Kim Na-young and Ryu Hana. Well, Odo and Yokoi come in with the tag of favourites, of course. They're the world #2 ranked pair. And they've already won 2 WTT Series titles this season, going for #3. Overall, it would be a 7th if they get this together, having been put together as a duo back in 2024. They've made quick progress. That was in Varazdin on a feeder event. They won that, and they've since added a further 5 titles. And now they're #2 in the world, so it's been a real success story, this Japanese pairing. They're great to watch, unpredictable, hard to sometimes calculate. 2 right-handers, of course, as well, so they break with the mold of the righty-lefty combination. The more customary, established thinking around doubles is the righty-lefty combination, as Kim and Ryu will show us here today. And Kim Na-young and Ryu Hana are more of a nascent pairing. Just a single title to their name from only a month ago in Taiyuan in China. Ryu Hana is the highest ranked doubles player coming out of the Republic of Korea right now. She's on the far right-hand side of the Korean pairing. She's not got much of a singles reputation at all, just ranked 264th in the world. But in doubles, that's where she is most highly regarded, 16th in the world as an individual doubles player. In terms of the pairing, they are ranked at 26th in the world. So you've got the 2nd highest ranked pair in Odo and Yokoi, and the 26th highest in Kim Na-young and Ryu Hana. Worth bearing in mind, though, at the recent World Championships, Ryu Hana was paired with Shin Yu-bin, and they beat Odo and Yokoi.
1 love.
First of 5 games in the women's doubles final. This is kicking off already. Lovely shot from Kim. Just 19 years of age, the youngest around the table on serve, Kim Na-young. She's establishing a singles reputation for herself as well, now ranked 32 in the world. There are a lot of numbers going on when we frame up these doubles matches.
1-3.
One of the most telling numbers is perhaps the fact that in their last outing together in a final, Odo and Yukoi, for the first time, didn't win the title. It was in Tunis just a month ago or so. They lost to Kihara and Miwa Harimoto. Not used to not closing things out in a final.
4-3.
But it didn't happen on that occasion.
All.
The touch play just doesn't land for Yukoi. It's really cleverly angled into Ryu. And they're doing well, Odo and Yukoi, not to make too many forehands easy to hit for Kim and Ryu, because the right-handed, left-handed combination allows for more forehands to be hit, because anything down the central column of the table can be taken and attacked by the forehand. But Yukoi and Odo are not playing down to that area at all. They're being very smart about varying where these shots are having to be made from. And they're well used to having to play that. And Odo comes through with her chief weapon, the backhand. That's not coming back, is it? That's a good serve from Ryu to set things up. Nice forehand this time from Odo. Really puts a lot into this. Two-game points for the world's #2 pairing. What a shot from Ryu. Simply too much for Odo to control. One game point saved. Yeah, they've handled it really well, these pressure couple of points now. Yokoi and Odo playing a nice attack against the serve. But it wasn't enough.
10-11.
Game point number 3 does see them home. Oh no, excuse me. Excuse me. It's taken an edge ball. The slightest of edges. Didn't see it in real time, but it was there, all right.
11-12.
So they'll have to go for attempt number 4. It was on the backhand side for Odo, and that effectively made it a formality. They win the first game. The favourites, 13-11 in the women's doubles final. Well, no one has come too close to either pairing en route to this final. Kim and Ryu
Second game.
only really being challenged in their semi-final, which they still won 3-1 by Zhong and Shi of China, the number 3 seeds. Did drop a game also in their first match.
1-love.
And it's only 2 games dropped for Odo and Yokoi en route to the final. That was against Mio Nagasaki and Yuna Ojio. That was an interesting encounter, certainly for a while.
Love 2.
And that was in the quarter-final. It's absolutely terrific from the world's second best pairing in women's doubles. This is sensational defense. Scrambling, diving, ducking.
1-2.
Really good point, that last one to watch. Kim and Ryu, they've moved on from it already. Oh yeah, when she gets hold of her backhands on the spinny side, just with that flick of the wrist, it is devastating. She, of course, has
2-4.
inverted rubber on both sides, Satsuki Oda, so she's able to fire them away from either side of the bat. Nonetheless, it looks good when she does.
Five. Five, three.
The second time that Rio Hanna has misjudged quite an airy shot, which leapt up off the table, but must have had more spin on the ball than she was able to factor in. This is high quality stuff, isn't it? From these two now in game two. Oh yeah, Odo again on the backhand. This is more of a defensive shot, but it ends up as a weapon.
Six, five.
Good flick from Kim. Just treated this with exactly the right amount of respect. Didn't stay away from it. Took it on.
Six, seven.
Oh yeah.
8, 6.
Nicely done for Odo and Yokoi. And they'll remember very, very well how Ryu and Shin beat them in Doha in the quarterfinals of the World Championships recently. Final game of 18-16.
8-7.
For the Koreans to win that one. They were the #1 seed, undoubtedly. That was a tough pill to swallow.
7-9.
And in the end, it opened the way for Kwai Man and Wang Manyu from China to go on and win the title.
Eight, 9.
Lovely shot at a big moment. And Ryu gets it done. Set up for the backhand, put it on the forehand instead. She's certainly hit a few balls out and with room to spare in these two games so far, so that point-winning shot would have felt very nice. And now this will feel even better. A game point. And they take it. First attempt, and they pocket it for Kim and Ryu. 11-9, another 7-minute game. And they, once again, trade games at the start of this encounter. Odon Yokoi pegged back after taking the first game.
You're going to serve first? Okay. Third game, order to serve, love all.
Game number 3 in Skopje. First ever contender level event held in Skopje. There's been plenty of feeder events.
Last one.
Another WTT Senior Series stops by.
1-all.
And it's been a good week of it. For those of you out there that have been watching every day, it's been plenty of upsets in Skopje. I haven't seen too many in the women's doubles category, but
2-1.
such has been the caliber of the top contenders. They really have blitzed their way through. It's making for a great final.
1-3.
Had to scramble. Well, that is a sign that she's really getting the serves from the Japanese under control, Ryu. She's hit that shot, that push shot, a couple of times, and it's gone out, it's gone wide. Gets it exactly right that time. It's 5-1. Odo's slice backhand side spin doesn't have the desired effect. Still points for the two Koreans. Oh, that's brilliant from Kim. On the run. On this diagonal. Good coverage and reach. Now 8-1.
9-1.
This is an exposition of how to take on Yukoi and Odo. This could be a study resource for the rest of the women's doubles world. Wow, absolutely terrific play from Kim and Ryu. They set out, they were more creative, and they kept changing their style, and Odo and Yukoi couldn't get to grips with them at all. 11-1, they've won the third game. Just 3 minutes and 40 seconds to take that game. That is lightning quick work. Just to mark your card, after this match, we have the men's doubles final. Manav Thakkar and Manu Shah of India in action against Im Jong-un and Oh Jun-sung of the Republic of Korea. So, Korean representation in both men's and women's doubles in the final. And then we move to women's singles and men's singles after that. Here, Kim and Ryu, the world's number 26th pairing, in front, 2-1. How to follow up on an 11-1 game win. Kim Na-young points the way. Such great reach over the table. Wow, again, I mean, this is incredible. So they lose that point, but it's been 15 of the last 17 points won by Kim and Ryu.
Two all.
And still Odo and Yukoi can't go on a run of their own.
Three all.
Kim and Ryu won their first doubles title together in Taiyuan recently. Aiming for number 2 as a pair here, and Odo and Yukoi aiming for number 7 as a pair.
3-4. Please play. 5. 3. Timeout.
Timeout called. 2 points down in the third. They are struggling to have a presence in this final at the moment. Best they can conjure is 2 points in a row before this Korean pairing seem to then go off on another streak.
Time. Five, 3.
Off the back of the timeout.
Ooh,
Yeah, just straight up over hitting it. 6-3. Just feel like Odo Nyokoi is so far on the back foot in these rallies. Kim and Ryu, 4 in front, 4 away from the title. And that was put away well. Had to be done. Just getting in each other's way slightly here. Hana and Kim Na-young. Can Odo and Nyokoi hold themselves back from here?
9-4.
Time running out to do so. Well played, Ryu Hana. She is purring now. A little stuttery at the start of this match, but she has since been the leader. And now there's 6 match points.
5-10. No. 10-6.
Now on serve. And this will surely, at least one of these 2 points will be aimed to set up Kim for a forehand flick, I would imagine. And that was well played by Odo Nyokoi. Careful not to go to the forehand of Kim. And they save 3 match points Only another 3 to go. So the timeout button pressed. And this is worthwhile. 3 chances to make this pay and to seal the victory. May as well take your time. Wherever you are watching on from around the world, it's great to have your company here in Skopje. First final of 4 today. Men's doubles is up next, then women's singles and men's singles to round things off. All back-to-back presentations after each final. We may be about to crown the first winners of the day.
10-7.
Christian Carlsen and Stina Schaubert, by the way, winning the mixed doubles title yesterday. Kim and Ryu on the cusp. 3 match points.
11-7.
It is a second title for this increasingly impressive pairing of Kim Na-young and Ryu Ha-na. And they've done it against the second best pairing in the world in Odo and Yokoi. Just over half an hour of action to do it, and they tore this match away from their opponents in the very middle of it, winning the 3rd game 11-1, and that set themselves up for a 3-1 victory very nicely indeed. Congratulations to them. After Taiyuan just a month ago, they add Skopje to their trophy cabinet. And we will see those trophies right now. We'll be going straight to the presentation, so don't go anywhere. After we return, it'll be Manav Takar and Manu Shah against Im Jong-un and Oh Jun-sung in the men's doubles final.
First up, our women's doubles finalists, Yohan Sakura, Odo Sasuke.
The runners-up in Skopje are the world's number 2, Satsuki Odo and Sakura Yokoi. Played well en route to the final, played well at the very start of this match, but just had the game completely taken from their hands by a hot streak from their opponents, which they couldn't match. There was a period where their opponents won 15 of the 17 points, the previous 17 points, and that was enough to put them in the shade, these two. On this occasion, they still go on looking for a 7th title together on the WTT series. And that's just since last year, so they have been packing it in together.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
4 titles in their maiden year, 2 so far in 2025. Surely more will be added, but just not today. Instead, it's a 2nd title together for Kim Na-young and Ryu Hana.
Nice
400 ranking series points go to them. $2,500 US as well to divide up between themselves and their teams. Might pay for a few flights, that. Keeps the oils well greased for these two. And for Ryu Hana, what a couple of months she's having taken a bronze medal at the World Championships with Shin Yu Bin. She's back on the circuit and doing what she does best. Ryu Hana on the left, Kim Na-young on the right. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for the men's doubles final. India against the Republic of Korea. Manav Thakkar and Manu Shah pairing up once more. The world number 48th ranked duo up against an untried, untested, but maybe a successful duo in Im Jong-hun and Oh Jun-sung. We know individually that they can put it together as doubles partners of other players. Im Jong-hun is ranked 10th in the world with An Jae-hyun. Meanwhile, Oh Jun-sung is the Republic of Korea's 4th highest ranked pairing with Lee Sung-soo. They don't play together nearly as much as the Indian duo, but certainly their ability individually, if the chemistry is right, could challenge these two very, very gifted doubles players, Thakkar and Shah. It's going to be a good one, this one. It's a nice clash of styles, the variance to the Indian style of play versus that loop-to-loop intensity of Oh Jun-sung and Im Jong-un. Two very athletic doubles pairings out here as well. Koreans right up there with athleticism on the world stage. They so physically strong and flexible, durable. And Thakkar and Shah adopt such a fast pace as well, particularly Thakkar. He sets his tempo, which is difficult for others to handle sometimes. Especially when he plays singles, he just wants to operate with minimal time between points, get to the next point, force pressure on your opponent. And he brings an element of that to the double side of things, not quite as intense, perhaps. Has to make sure that conversations with his teammate have been conducted firstly. Very enjoyable watching Shah and Thakkar this week. Jong-un and Oh Jun-sung getting themselves nicely warmed. We are seeing the #1 seeds in Thakkar and Shah against the #2 seeds in Im and Oh. Yesterday, Thakkar and Shah defeated Darko Jogic and Denny Kozel 3-1. They'd defeated the Romanians Ionescu Movlianu, the wildcards before that, and the Puerto Ricans Naranjo and Biriel in their first round, whilst the Koreans defeated Lee Hae-shen and Wen Ruibo in the singles final later on today in their semi-final, 3-0. They beat the Turkish pairing of Ibrahim Gundiz and Abdullah Yigenla 3-1 before starting out against Jimbao Ma and Liao Cheng-ting, two qualifiers the USA and Chinese Taipei put together there, but they were thwarted and dispensed with. So now the final. It's the usual suspects at the business end of proceedings, but it will, one hopes, make for an excellent contest. The Koreans hoping for a Korean sweep of the doubles competitions. Kim Na-young and Ryu Hana having just won the women's doubles. Takar and Shah have only won a feeder event together so far as a combination. They've featured so often in quarterfinals and semi-finals. We're very familiar with seeing them in the latter stages. It's actually their first final of the year. And their only previous title was in Beirut in 2024, the feeder event as mentioned. Takar himself has won a contender title, however, with Harmeet Desai in Nigeria last year. But Shah was not on the team. Not at the event. And for the Koreans, as a combination put together for the first time internationally this week, this could see them put together more often. They do both have more established partners that they play with frequently. An Jae-hun for Im Jong-un, who will no doubt be watching on, and Lee Sung-soo for Oh Jun-sung. They actually lost their first game yesterday in the semi-finals against Slovenia. Did Takar and Shah. They lost 11-4 against Jorgic and Kozel before coming back and finishing very strongly. Winning the last two games 11-4, 11-4. Here they are seemingly starting strongly. Oh yeah, lovely spot from Im Jong-un. Three in a row and 3 big points saved. Not game points, but as good as. At 9-6, Shah and Takar are leveled up at 9-all. But 2 points now on serve, so can Shah make this count? Set Takar up. No, what a return. Aggressive. Took a bit of a risk there, Im Jong-un, and it's paid off. Game point for the Koreans. And they win 5 points in a row to seal the first game, taking the victory out of the grasp, right out of the picnic basket of Takar and Shah. 11-9.
Who will serve first?
Little delay on before game number 2 gets going. Takar and Shah needing to move on from that disappointment at the end of game 1. They do tend, and this week has certainly been an example of that, hit a better flow in game 2. Good to watch this. Both pairs being sent sideways. Takar, very good defense. They have such great spatial awareness of each other, the two Indian players. That's really their great strength. They set each other up so well and don't impede each other in defense. Snake shot. Oh, it's brilliant from Manu Shah. This is terrific, and there's so much on this. No vision on the contact point, and look at the way it zips off the table. This is high-octane stuff right now, 3-2. It's like they've just set fireworks off in the background at the start of the second game. Being matched by Im and O. For a pair who don't know each other as well from competing internationally, at least, O and Im are meshing together nicely, really well, actually. They look like they've had months and months together, not weeks. That's impossible to get for Manu Shah, bending right round Takar, who just played the shot. Utterly unreturnable. Class of him brought to bear.
7-4.
Superb. Manav Takar takes some plaudits for this. Back to within touching distance.
6-7. Play.
Oh, yeah. Cleverly positioned by Sharp. Ojenson caught very cold. Timeout. M&O want to take this very seriously. Not miss this chance to go 2 up. So O renews the action. And that was a big point in itself. Good serve, laced with spin. Shah just couldn't control it, couldn't calibrate it. And that's put long, so 3 game points for M&O. Timing of that timeout now looking very wise, if they can see this through. They're playing the big boys a little bit better at the moment. Im and O go 2 games to love up against Taka and Shah in the men's doubles final. Somewhat surprisingly, the number 1 seeds down against Im and O. Themselves ranked 2nd in this competition, but not with the time at the table that the Indians have had. Not with the cohesion as a duo that the Indians have been able to develop. But they are playing this one the smarter. response needed from Takar and Shah.
Too low.
No time to delay.
Red. Too low.
It's only a slim lead, given the start of this match, but a significant one. 3 points up.
Round 3.
Oh, lovely shot from Shah. Starts this swing before the ball's even crossed the net, it seems. The anticipation here is brilliant. 4-2.
Four, 3.
Now the Koreans string together 3 points of their own. Sticking a wheel in the spokes of Takar and Shah as they got motoring there.
4-3.
What a turnaround here. 4-2 up, and then the last 6 points all going the way of Im and Oh, who stand 3 points from the title now.
Nine, 4.
Finger breaker type of shot, which Oh went for, but didn't have quite the conviction behind it. Didn't need to, in fairness. Probably wiser to not commit. 4 point lead.
6-9.
Now that's down to 3, but interesting here. 4 points won in a row now by Takar and Shah. This is hugely significant at this point. Oh on serve. Oh, wow.
9-8.
Shah playing this beautifully down the parallel. And Im was nowhere near. Oh, just couldn't do it twice in a row. So 2 match points on the board Im and O stumbling towards the finish line a bit, but they are at it. And now anything will do. Shah to serve. Ooh, it was going to be tasty if it had taken the table. Took his time to get extra topspin on this, but it went too long. One more. Match point. Oh, he's done it. It fell to the Im Jung-on forehand, and that was it. The alchemy of O and Im. Too much for Takar and Shah. This duo, having been put together this week, have tackled the best of the draw in Skopje, and they've come out on top. 3 games to love in the final. And from this point, it was never coming back. Im Jung-hoon and Oh Jun-sung make it a double for the Republic of Korea in doubles. Men's and women's wrapped up. Presentation for the trophies will be coming up shortly before we move into the singles action. And just to mark your card, firstly, it will be the women's singles. Yuan Jianan of France up against Fun Shuhan of the People's Republic of China. Then it'll be the men's, Wen Ruibo, also of China, against Benedikt Duda of Germany. That'll all be to come after the presentations, which will be up next.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, your men's doubles finalists, Manav Kota and Manav Shah.
The quest goes onwards for Manu Shah and Manav Takar to try and win a WTT Contender level event. They've won a feeder event together, and Manav Takar has won a feeder level event with Harmeet Desai last year. despite being a well-established pair on the world stage and a terrifically difficult duo to beat. They finish runners-up here. World number 11 pairing together. Im Jung-un and Oh Jun-sung are on the radar now as a doubles partnership. They play very nicely together, a very balanced pairing. Instantly fitting together nicely. They both have other partners in men's doubles who they're far more familiar with playing. In with An Jae-hyun, they're the 10th ranked pairing in the world, and Oh with Lee Sang-soo, who is the 60th ranked pairing in the world. But they can put it together and they can make magic. There's no doubt about that. A wonderful title for them here in Skopje. Congratulations to both Im Jung-un and Oh Jun-sung, and also to Manav Takar and Manu Shah as well for a fantastic week here in Skopje. So coming up, we have Fan Shuhan in the women's singles final against Yuan Jianan of France. That'll be next on after these pictures and moments are saved.
Ladies and gentlemen, your men's doubles champions, Im Jung-un and Oh Jun-sung.
Welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready for the women's singles final. And this one has the makings of an intriguing contest. Very, very much so. It's fantastic to see Yuan Jianan in a final once again. It's been a while, and she's here after a fantastic week. The 32, ranked 32 in the world, age 39. She has won a solitary WTT title before, and she's had some massive wins in her career as well, but quite often isolated wins in a competition. Here she's had some fine performances, most notably beating Satsuki Odo in the quarterfinal, coming back from 2 games to love down to do it. But then she's backed it up as well. And after beating Odo in that quarterfinal, she then beat Xu Shunyao last night, 3 games to 1. And this is after earlier performances beating Stina Schaubre of Sweden, and in her first match beating Fu Yu of Portugal. We know she's in very good form this season because she beat Wang Yidi at the ITTF World Cup. Shades of when she beat Wang Manyu back in Macau in 2022 as well. Does tend to take on Chinese players and cause surprises. And that'll be the challenge for Fan Shuhan, who's a 20-year-old looking for her first senior career title.
First game, Fan to serve, Raffle.
Ranked 108th in the world. Here she goes. Best of 7.
Last one.
And first things first for Fan Shuhan, it'll be to get to grips with the particular style of play that Yuan Jianan has. She's admired for it, respected for it, feared for it as well. Has a high-tossed serve, which caused Satsuki Odo so many problems in the quarterfinal. And sets herself up here. So Fan gets the first examination at close quarters of Yuan's serve, and it catches her out for the first time.
Last 4.
And that won't be the last time in this match. And she'll be really hoping, perhaps needing, to make the most of this element of surprise, Yuan, to get the first game on the board whilst Fan is still analysing.
4-2.
It's not just this high toss serve, of course. She's got short pips on the black side of her racket. Spinny side is in red. And that can mean that she can hit fast and flat when she attacks with the black side. All 4 points off the Yuan serve have been won by the Frenchwoman.
2-7. Let 2-7.
Great start this. Can Yuan see things home? Playing really nicely, very attacking. Close to the table. So confident. really come ever since that win over Satsuki Odo, where she was outperformed for 2 games before playing herself back into things.
3-10.
7 game points still. And the first one is in the bag. Fun Shuhan yet to arrive in this final, as Yuan Xiaonan has got off to a flyer, an absolute flyer. Under 3.5 minutes to win the first game, 11-3. Wherever you are watching on from around the world, it's great to have your company here in Skopje, in North Macedonia. France against China represented in this final. Game number 2. To begin, can Fan learn quickly about how to counter Yuan Xiaonan?
Last one.
This might have been an all-French final. What an occasion that would have been for French table tennis. Well used to it in the men's side of things, but not in the women's. Kritika Pavard was in with a shout of making the final, but she lost in the semis to Fan. 3 games to 1. Fan also lost the first game against Pavard in the semi-final last night. She was a bit closer, 12-10. She lost that.
3-1.
Before coming back, and she came storming back in that one. That really feels like the first thing that hasn't gone the way of Yuan Xiaonan. It's been exemplary so far.
3-0.
Can't exactly say that Fan has grasped the complexities of the Yuan serve just yet, but she does get a break there.
Let's
to level things up.
please open your hand.
Well, the opponent has to be able to see the ball on serve at all times. So you can't cover it with your hand in the way Fan was doing.
3-4.
No suggestion that she was doing it deliberately. She just had clenched her hand a little too much. Have to throw it up 16 centimeters as well. Wow, that is some rally, isn't it? You know, Fan will know all about the propensity for Yuan to take on top Chinese players and beat them. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And the fact that she has scored wins against the likes of Wang Manyu, Wang Yidi, means that the whole of Chinese table tennis has her respect.
4-6.
and has respect for her. More to the point.
For 7.
And that would have been a 4-point gap for Yuan as she sees that go sailing over the baseline. She was born in China, of course,
7.
Yuan Jianan, but she moved to France age 18 back in 2003. Became a French citizen in 2011. Oh, what a shot.
7-6.
She's been representing France since 2018, so over 7 years now. That's clever.
8.
Oh.
6-9.
Some of that luck from earlier in the game returned. It balances itself out now.
Nine, 7. Let 9-7.
Ooh.
8-10.
A little too much. 2 game points still to play with. Three points saved, and she levels it up. That's finals table tennis right there from Fan Shuhan. But that serve once more does for Fan. The benefit of throwing it so high is that it comes down quicker, and that allows you to put more speed on the ball. And even more spin. Great point. She's right on the money today, Yuan Jianan. It's really just an extension of the form she's shown all week. 2 games to love for Fan Shuhan. The sole crumb of comfort is that she has more time to get used to Yuan. Yuan having to win 4 games in the final to take the title. But she's halfway there.
Fan to serve. Raffle.
So game number 3. And Fan Shuhan to serve, needing to start her comeback
Last one.
sometime very soon. The thing with being a player who can catch people out when you first play them with their particular style is that if your opponent cracks your style and how to beat you, then you can be reeled in quite quickly. And Yuan has a whole playbook of tricks and variety that she can call upon if she feels Fan is putting her under pressure. But it becomes harder. It becomes harder to do, to stay that step ahead. But it's not just her style that is causing Fan problems. Yuan is playing terrifically well. She's being attacking. She's playing well in the longer rallies as well. Some of the loop-to-loop exchanges. Yuan is seeing the ball and hitting it very well today. Fan's already on the timeout. Burning that one from position of 3-2 down. So it must be more than just the scoreline that she's worried about here. Needing the insights of her coach, the 20-year-old.
Time. Two, three.
First point back off the timeout to Fan. And it's a small win, but it will feel like a big one to Fan right now. Beautifully angled table tennis. There's a lot of risk to these shots. She's going for the lines. She's just in such a good vein of form. Oh, that's better from Fan. Ever so slightly caught out of position. Thought it wasn't coming back.
4-5. Okay. 6-4. It's not touch. No? Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. 5-4. 9-0.
There is no height limit on the toss in table tennis, only a minimum. So that ball can go up, and it does go up high off our screens. And then a bit higher.
7.
Ludovic Remy in the background, the coach for France, becoming more and more prominent and more often than not off his chair. Senses that this might be the time to break the game, to really take it away from Fun, if this game can be won. Certainly Fun is getting to grips now with the serve of Yuan. Different type of serve this time. That's the ability of Yuan to stay ahead of her opponent. Feels like Fun has worked out the high toss serve a little, so she moves to the backhand serve, takes the point.
9-8.
Towel break. Well, those are the kind of shots which you don't see from Fun usually. Certainly hasn't been missing that kind of a shot en route to the final. Wow. It was a good setup from Fun. She then went for that shot to kill the point. And this is game point for Yuan Jianan. She's done it again. She had to work much harder for this one. Fun is getting closer and closer. But Yuan Jianan goes 3 games to the good in the women's singles final. 11-9. But Fun now, you sense, is fully armed, fully aware of what she's in for. Is it too late? However, Yuan Jianan just a game away from winning the title.
Time. Fourth game. One to serve. Raffle.
Game number 4.
Last one.
And it has to be won by Fan. She gets off to a positive start. But equally a sense for Yuan the importance of winning this in this manner, because if she loses the game, all of a sudden Fun can be on the offensive, and that lead can quickly be eaten away. If she can get the game, the match won, before Fun has even really worked her out fully, then the count stops there. But we know Fun has just not found any rhythm so far. Just as we know that if she does, she could quite easily rip into Yuan. Pick up games quickly.
3-2.
This is really, really spot on from Yuan. Hitting from the black side of the rubber to keep it flat and fast. Just about make out the fact that the black rubber is pimpled.
2-5.
Well,
6-2.
this is the time where, more than ever, Yuan needs to stick to the script. She does know how to see out wins against top Chinese players, how to play the final points in a game, which you only discover by being there in the moment and doing it. Well, she has done it against some of the best in the world, and she's doing it here against someone who has aspirations to be the best in the world. And Fan Shuhan, just 20. From China, reverse pendulum serve there.
3-8.
That offers her up a valuable point, but she's 5 down still. I mean, she's just played so fantastically, Yuan Jianan. There's been the usual strength in her customary areas on serve, but she's been all round so good. Shot making again has been sensational. Seven match points.
4-10. Let 4-10.
Oof.
5-10. Then 6.
Well, Fun with 3 in a row, and so the timeout button pressed. Yuan goes for a chat with Ludovic Remy. 4 match points await her when she comes back from it. Four match points then to pick up with for Yuan Jianan. A French thunderbolts in Skopje as Yuan Jianan wins a WTT Series title, age 39, against Fan Shuhan. She defeats another Chinese opponent, but this time at the end of it, there is a trophy. 29 minutes to secure victory in straight games. So often she's been a contender in events where she's knocked out big names. Wang Manyu in Macau in 2022. Wang Yidi at the ITTF World Cup earlier this year. But they've been isolated occasions. This week in Skopje, she's put it all together. And she's come out at the end of it on top. What a wonderful performance. And what a wonderful week for a player who is a bit different, who offers question marks. And really no one this week has answered those. Even saving her best performance till last.
This is the trophy presentation of the women's singles. Joining us on the floor, we have Mr. Slavko Brykowski, Vice President, Table Tennis Association of North Macedonia, and Mr. Slavko Brykowski, President of the Table Tennis Association of Macedonia. Ladies and gentlemen, the women's singles finalists, Fan Shuhan.
Fan Shuhan outplayed and outfought in this final, but nonetheless, a very strong week from the 20-year-olds, beating Prithika Pawar, Zong Heman. She beats Kotomi Omoda, as well as Manika Batra. Plenty of different styles as well to contend with there, but this ageless and timeless Yuan Jianan simply had too much about her today. Well, we so often see her in round of 32 matches, round of 16s, quarterfinals, but not always going too far beyond that, and this time we do. We see her go all the way, and then what it looks like to lift the trophy. So many congratulations to Yuan Jianan for winning the title here in Skopje. One that she and the wider world of table tennis as well will savour from Shuhan. We'll certainly remember the day that she reached this final, and I'm sure there'll be many more for her to contest, and the bank of experience she has now to go for the next one will be invaluable. There is just one match remaining today. It is the men's singles final, Wen Ruibo against Benedikt Duda. That will be coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the women's singles champion, Contender. Ladies and gentlemen, now, men's singles final. Introducing first, from China, Wen Ruibo. And his opponent, from Germany, Benedikt Duda.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the men's singles final here in Skopje, North Macedonia. Germany against China. Germany represented by Benedikt Duda, the world number 15. And China represented by Wen Ruibo, the 18-year-old world number 50. So Benedikt Duda, left-hander, a man who's vastly experienced, age 31 now, up against Wen Ruibo, who knocked out the top seed here in Skopje last night in Darko Jorgic, world number 9. Jorgic beaten in straight games. It was 11-9, 15-13 and 11-9 again in the third. The only match in which he has dropped a game in the whole competition was in the first round against Oh Jun-sung. But he's facing someone in Duda who he's never faced before. This will be a thorough test of his credentials to be another breakout star of Chinese table tennis. It's his first ever senior final on the WTT series for Wen Ruibo. He's won 5 youth contender titles and 1 youth star contender. And given the 400 points available here, a win would take him close to the world's top 30 in the world rankings. For Benedikt Duda, he will be close to the world's top 10 if he manages to pull this match through for himself and take the title. He would be up to number 11 in the world. He'd overhaul Alexis Lebrun. He'd be just outside the world's top 10, where Lim Win-ru lies. So here we go. The men's singles final in Skopje. Wen Ruibo to serve. Duda's record against Chinese opposition is not all that strong. He's only won on 4 occasions from 31 attempts. That's a 13% win ratio against Chinese players. Meanwhile, Wen Ruibo's record against European players is pretty good. 8 wins from 11 matches at a WTT series level. And that includes last night's win against Jorgic. Lovely shot here. That win against Jorgic was Wen's first ever against a top 10 player. He'd never beaten someone inside the top 30 before last night, let alone the top 10. Shaping up nicely, this one, isn't it, for a high-quality game of table tennis. Look at the silhouette already that Duda is delivering. Big backswing on his forehand. So low that Wen Ruibo is able to get. That is terrific play. Duda doing so well in this and dictating terms, but when Ruribo gets the point, finds that crossover point, and there was nothing Duda could even do. Wen is the first Chinese player that Duda has faced here in Skopje. He's been doing a United Nations tour to get to this point. Tomislav Putsar of Croatia is beaten in the last round. Yukiya Uda of Japan, Christian Carlsen of Sweden, Chung Yuan of Chinese Taipei.
7-5.
That's the shot from a few points earlier. Worth replaying that again. Oh, it's a good shot, isn't it? Zipping it down the parallel. Duda caught out once more. Oh, he's got him there, right in the centre of the body. For 8 each. Duda ekes himself ahead. Footwork is going to be massive if this first game is anything to go off. Who can give themselves the space to step around a lot of these shots which are targeting the crossover point, that point in the centre of your body where you have to make a decision as to whether to hit it forehand or backhand. But at the moment, it's just a case of, can you even get a bat to it? Ruribo goes ahead for the first game point. He's got it as well. When Ruribo, the 18-year-old, off to the better of starts in the men's singles final. He takes it 11 points to 9. 7 minutes to do it in this best of 7 game final. Good start for China. This final sees the 3rd highest ranked German player in Duda against the 10th highest ranked Chinese player.
Second game. Duda to serve, love all.
Duda has Deng Chou and Patrick Francisca immediately ahead of him in the rankings.
Love one.
And Wen has all the usual suspects higher up the chain from Chinese table tennis.
1-all. One. One, three.
But you have to move quickly up the ranks in Chinese table tennis. There's no time to waste. Lin Shidong, the world #1 at current count, only aged 20.
2-3.
Wen may be 18, but it doesn't leave much time to force your way into the reckoning to be in the top 3 or higher of the Chinese table tennis ladder.
3-all. All.
That's a good shot, isn't it, from Duda? Nicely taken. Sets up early for it. Very well conditioned, Duda. All the German players seem to be.
4-all.
That's a nice
5-4.
diagonal shot too. This comes very well off the bat. The backhand delivering for Duda.
Leg. 5-4.
Loop-to-loop exchanges sees Wen coming out on top. They haven't quite opened up like this as much as we thought they might at the start of this match when they went loop-to-loop quite early on in the first game. It suits Duda to be more calculating than that. And it suits Wen to be more calculating as well.
7-6.
Well, that was very well struck to confuse Duda like that. Like the ball was not easy to see. Too difficult to capture for Duda.
6-8.
Yeah, nicely handled the change of direction from Wen. Push long, so 4 game points now for Benedikt Duda. This will surely be a formality to take the second game. He's done it. No trouble. Saved himself any anxiety about a Wen Ruibo comeback. And he's done what Darko Jorgic failed to do yesterday and take a game off Wen Ruibo. He can build from here. Benedikt Duda, the world number 15, seeking his highest ever ranking of close to the world's top 10 with a victory here and the ranking points that go with it. He's on the hunt.
Third game. Going to serve. Lawful.
Game 3.
One lock. Love 2.
He may not have won any contender level titles or above, Wen Ruibo, but he has been in a final before. Those of you that remember Muscat last year, when he lost to Lin Shidong.
Love 3.
Those 4 games to 1 to Lin, having beaten a whole slew of Chinese players en route to the final.
4 lock.
Duda, by the way, last won a title last year in Mendoza.
5 lock.
I'm sure some of you remember that. 4-3 in the final against Alvaro Robles. Great final, that one. This is scorching table tennis from Wen Ruibo. 6-0 at the towel break. It's quite an achievement to close out at the first towel break with all 6 points.
7.
Wow. Pushing through off the back of it. Not quite.
1. Seven, 2. Two, 8. Two, 9.
Edging closer to what feels like a done deal of a game after those first 7 points all went Wen's way.
10, 2.
Duda with a game to forget.
10, 3. Four, 10.
This is fine play from Benedikt Duda. Surely too late for him in the game. But at least he's exercising some frustrations from how this game has gone.
11, 5.
Although that will frustrate for the full minute of pause that we'll have between games. It is Wen Ruibo who goes 2 games to 1 up in the men's singles final. Best of 7. And the Chinese 18-year-old with the quickest game of the match. Just 5 minutes to win that one.
Four game. Duda to serve. Love all.
Benedikt Duda can ill afford a slow start to this game.
Love 1. One all. 2.
We know that Chinese players feel greater pressure when facing opponents from different countries rather than their own.
3, 1.
An experience which is quite often different for other nations who feel more pressure when they're facing opponents from their own country. As the pecking order at home is set to be tested. For Chinese players, it's about making sure that China stays on top. The flying of the flag element for them raises the stakes, not the domestic disputes that need to be settled.
2, 4.
And when Ruribo has played so far, like there's a desperation within him to ensure China comes out on top.
Three, 4.
Apologies from Wen. Caught the edge. Much better from Duda this. Forehand, such a force of strength for Duda. And he's getting to hit more and more of them. Similar story to the last game, but with the roles switched. Duda with a big lead here. Oh, that's off the edge. And Wen takes the point. Look at that. Actually, didn't clip the edge. It was well within the baseline. Just the power of it.
Six, 8.
He's put himself back together very well after the loss in the last game.
Nine, 7. 7.
3 game points. And Duda doesn't level it up at the first attempt. Towel break forces him to slow down. Wayne can attack. Yeah, and he set it up well for himself.
And now
5th ball attack. Waited for a little longer in the point. Timeout, therefore, for Duda. This will all be about a solitary point and how to get it. Downloading the thoughts of his coach.
time.
A 1-minute conversation for what will hopefully be 1 point for Benedikt Duda. He called the timeout. Can he get this 4th game won? Oh, that is superb from Wen. Ten each now. Very different complexion to the 4th game. Seen off 3 game points and a timeout called by Duda.
10, 11.
Another chance.
11, all.
Right into the body, well set up. Actually moved round it well, Duda, but still taking that a little close to his body. 11 each.
11, 12.
Duda does see this one home in the end, though. He had to stay alert. He had to put the disappointment of not getting things done initially behind him, but he's done that. 13-11. Longest game of the match, just under 10 minutes of play. But we're tied up at 2 games each.
Fifth game. 20-10, level.
Right, everybody, game number 5, with everything leveled up and everything on the line still.
Line up.
Super exchange.
2-1.
Full of movement, full of accuracy. When Benedikt Duda saw that Darko Jorgic hadn't made the final, he must have been pleased in some ways, but he must have thought, well, who's the person that's beaten him in straight games? Because Jorgic is someone who Duda hasn't beaten in 7 years. So initially, the thought must have been that Wen had done him a massive favour.
2-3.
But if Wen had beaten Jorgic in 3 straight games, that says an awful lot about his talents. And at that point, Duda must have turned his thoughts to what those talents are. Because they haven't played each other before. It's the first encounter between these two. But the Duda-Jorgic record is 4-2 to Jorgic. And those 2 victories for Duda came more than 7 years ago. Both of them. Raising his level again. It's the first of 4 games, remember, in the singles final. Best of 7 rather than best of 5.
3-6.
full of confidence and full of fantastic hitting on the forehand side, Benedikt Duda today. He's judging it perfectly. This has got all 7 games written all over it. It feels like that's the destiny for how the scoreline will look one way or the other. Happened the last time Duda played in a final against Robles. He won it though 4-3. And he has 4 game points to go 3-2 up. Big 4 points for Duda. Puts him in the driving seat, and he's very much commanding this match now. He's setting the rhythm and the tempo. Benedikt Duda goes 3 games to 2 up in the singles final.
Yes.
So Benedikt Duda begins what he will hope to be the last game in this men's singles final. But which Wenribo will have a major say in. Absolutely terrific again. Duda jousting so well with Wen and taking the point. Superb. It's gone up another level. Two all-out high-octane points, and Duda wins both of them. It didn't touch the side, and Wen has gone back to his corner for answers.
9. Love. 3.
So when armed with a toolkit to deal with Duda and his shot-making ability, goes back to work.
4. Love.
But when you don't get the point after a timeout that you've called, it's a particular kind of knock. 4-0 for Duda. Just brilliant again. And these points are accumulating. The nature of the points as well. Wow. 6-0. He's taken that into the first towel break. The timeout only favoured the German. Well, Wen did this to Duda earlier in the contest. Went 7-0 up in a game which he went on to win. Duda has done exactly that. But he's bettered him. It's 8-0, and surely now Benedikt Duda is shaking hands with the trophy. And with the 400 ranking points available, he's going to achieve his career high ranking after this. He'll be close to the world's top 10. He has never been in better form. Benedikt Duda rises to his highest point in his career. A 4-2 victory sealed with an 11-0 win over one of the young up-and-coming talents coming out of China, the 18-year-old Wen Ruibo. But he has been shown the way to do it by Benedikt Duda. A fantastic week for the German. He'll hit a career-high ranking after this. And then he can go and work on the world's top 10. What a performance. Well, what did you make of that, everybody? Benedikt Duda's still trying to work it out. To win a title with an 11-0 scoreline in the final game. It's about as perfect as it gets.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the trophy presentation.
Trophy presentation time, everybody.
Joining us on the floor, we have Mr.
Benedikt Duda to receive the big one, when Rebo to crown out a very impressive week for him with the runners-up trophy.
Our men's singles finalists, Rebo.
So when Rebo, after a week in which he beat Darko Jorgic, Thibaut Poré, also beat his fellow countryman Jungbei Shun, as well as starting things out against the Spaniard Juan Perez. 4 matches he was untouched, no games scored on him until Benedikt Duda met him in the final. But particularly that performance against Darko Jorgic last night, the #1 seed, which he beat 3-0. That's one to hang his hat on. And one which means the world's top 10 will take note of him whenever they come across him. But they'll take note of this man now as well, who's knocking on the door of the world's top 10. Benedikt Duda. What a performance. And he really grew into the match. He handled Wen Rebo, who was on form. He was playing some great stuff today. But Duda, with his vastly more experienced kit bag, 13 more years at the mill over his opponent, found his way through. Another title to go with his victory in Mendoza last year. And he'll become the German #1 now as well. $5,000 pocketed as a result, as well as the 400 ranking points, most importantly. Well, that is all we have time for here in Skopje. It's been the inaugural hosting of an event in North Macedonia of this level. We hope to see you next week when we move on to the star contender Ljubljana.